Hello, India.
Yes, we have Mrs. Claudia Beja from Mexico. Someone whom I met like 3 months ago. And I just had a super amazing time with her, connected with her so well, her energy and everything that I could catch from that session. So I thought it would be wonderful if she could come and tell us about parenting, about how her parenting journey was. She's the author of this book, which she had given us, just two people, Sneha and me, in the entire GCF community. We were the only two people.
Sorry, I'm here having some technical problems. Okay.
Yeah. Is it clear now?
Hello?
Hello, is it okay now? Can
Yes.
someone please comment and tell me it's fine? Tell us it's fine. Okay, I think it should be fine. That's why nobody's responding.
Okay.
So, so this was 3 months ago when I met her, and she taught us about this cancel method. Thank you, Payal. It's fine now, yeah. So she taught me about this cancel method. So in this GCF community, there were like 140 people, plus all the trainers and everything, and I had some eye problem, and I was the only one in that entire hall who was wearing like those glares because those lights were hitting on my eyes very badly. So literally 2 full days I was wearing those glares, and I was wondering what people must be thinking, that oh God, this girl is wearing glares in this big hall. But they didn't know that I had this eye issue, and then I happened to tell her that I don't know, something is wrong with my eye. I just don't know. I cannot sit in this hall without these glares, and that's when she told me about the cancel method, and I just tried it, and within that minute, it was like absolutely okay. And the next day, I was fine. I had no eye issues and nothing at all. So I realized it was a mental block. Can you tell us more about the cancel method?
Yes, well, it didn't started like a method, but it has helped a lot of people now. It seems as I get the feedback. There's something in your mind that if your mind is imagining, the mind only responds to two things: the images you do in your mind and the words you say to yourself. So your mind only responds to that. And what your mind, where your mind directs your attention, then your body says yes to. Like if you're having an image, say you with your eye, with that eye condition, you are having this image in your mind and you're telling these words to you on and on and on. So your body's gonna say yes to. So the cancel method, as you named it, because you're the one who named it, the cancel method, and I just love it because now it has a name. So I just love it.
It was beautiful. I was so surprised that, oh my God, 2 full days I was on with those glares, and suddenly it was like magic. I was fine the third day, and the next day I was like, okay, she should be on stage. She's so amazing, and so much to learn from you. So much to learn from you, guys. So the cancel method was something like just do this,
Well,
and
exactly. So if we're taking in consideration that our body, our body responds to the instructions that the mind sends it, when we say things to ourselves in our inner dialogue, like you were telling yourself, your mind was telling your body, you didn't know that, but it was telling, I have this issue, I have this issue, then your body's reacting. So for example, with anything, and this cancel method works with anything. Say you imagine, I remember another thing that you said, and can I share it with the people
yes,
here
please
in your
do.
Facebook?
Yes.
Okay, I complimented Sona and I said, you're beautiful. And she started telling me, oh no, I'm a little bit fat, or I don't know, I have this tummy, or I'm like, no, stop there. And I introduce you to the cancel method. So whenever you catch yourself saying these things in your mind, like, no, I'm not enough, I'm not beautiful, or I have this eye condition, or whatever, any thought that you don't want that in you, then it's as simple as this. You only do this. You say, cancel, cancel. At the beginning, you're going to do this. Cancel, cancel. Sometimes, you're around people, so you cannot just like do this because everybody turns around and says, what are you doing? So you can sound like you're very weird, right? But then you start getting it. And I know you've practiced it right now since 3 months ago. So when you catch any thought that you don't like, that doesn't serve you, then you, in your mind, you just say to your inner self, cancel, cancel, cancel. And you're going to start realizing how many thoughts we have that don't serve us. And that, as a matter of fact, are blocking us. These are blocking thoughts.
Yes.
So basically, that's it. But this, you will see the results on time because you start doing it naturally. And I have so many people now that tell me, I just think about something or say something that doesn't serve me or doesn't serve the people around me. And I just say, cancel, cancel, cancel. And you start creating new connections in your subconscious mind. It's very deep, the method, but it's super simple.
Yeah, it's very simple and it just works instantly. Like I have practiced it and it has worked instantly for me. So I'm sure it can work for the others too. Something really great. There were a few people who wanted to know the cancel method. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. Okay, so I have read this before and today I read the whole book again so that I can figure out what questions to ask you, which is going to help people. So this is a very simple and easy read book for parents, and trust me, this book was like a reminder to ourselves that we need to go deep into our own self to connect to our inner self. Can you speak more about what it is the inner child in ourselves that craves for that's the reason why we are not able to become the best of parents or the way we want to? The inner child healing, inner
Okay.
wounds that we have.
Exactly. Yeah, that is in one of the chapters of the book. Okay. We start being parents, so now, and we don't realize that we are dragging all our wounds to that parenting. It's not that I realized that. It's not that I was just enlightened and realized and then I wanted to be a mother. No, as a matter of fact, I never thought about parenting. I mean, I eventually wanted to have kids, but really, I mean, my firstborn child, Sebastian, I mean, was, I'm not going to say an accident, but the method didn't work. So all of a sudden I was pregnant and I was 23 years old. So we get into this parenting and we drag our own mental blocks, our own limiting beliefs, our own insecurities, and we try to educate or guide a child into this world. So it's very important. I mean, I'm not telling you that you need to be perfect and then you need to have kids, but it's very important to realize that while parenting, you're going to be healing your own wounds as well. You're going to be creating the version of yourself that you feel more proud of. If you do this constantly, and the key here is to put yourself in the shoes of your kid. Like, even if it's any age, if he's a little child or a teenager, you need to remember how were you in that moment in your life. You need to really feel what you were going through when you were a kid. So if you're trying to parent your kid, first of all, you need to come into your own self and remember and go back then. And then just realize, what would you have liked your parents to do, to help you with, to support you with? That doesn't mean you let your child do whatever he or she wants, because there needs to be a lot of discipline. But a very important thing is the concept of empathy. Just put yourself into the shoes of that child or that teenager and try to understand him from his shoes. And that is super important.
Sebastian is also watching this.
Oh,
Hello,
yes.
Sebastian, and everyone else who's there. Sebastian is Mrs. Claudia's son, another master whom I met in the Game Changers Festival. So a lot of people are here. Hello, everyone. There's lots to take from Mrs. Claudia. So stick on. Like her book, I was just sticking on like a glue. It was the entire day. I was like spending the whole book again, and it was great to read it again. So many new insights keep coming up every time you do it. So there's some things I want to ask from the book. There is this place where you say transcendental meditation.
Mhm.
You wanted 20 minutes morning and evening without distraction.
Yes.
So how do you manage to do that? Like, especially when you have small children, it's very difficult to get that space. I also believe that personal space, that space for our own self is very, very important. So, how was it possible for you to have kids who were just 2 and 4 and yet they were so strict, they were so disciplined that, they will not disturb their mama during the 20 minutes of meditation morning and evening? Sebastian says
Oh.
mom is the greatest mentor. Yes, I agree completely. Yes. So, I mean,
Well,
this is
the way,
something that a lot of moms today we face this. We face these issues that, we're not getting that me time, or that the time where we are just within ourselves, that sacred space that we need for ourselves, which is very important.
mhm,
There is this line in this book which says that though your children are the most important thing, they have to understand that they don't own you.
exactly.
Can you just explain
Exactly.
about this?
Yes. And it would be nice that people that are hearing and watching this understand where did that need for me to be in my meditation came from. When I had my second child born, Paulina, my daughter, I was in a very deep state of postpartum depression. So, and well, I'm not going to tell that story right now, but the way I survived in this world was through transcendental meditation. So that practice for me was my survival practice. So for me, meditating 20 minutes in morning and 20 minutes in the evening was non-negotiable. I mean, I had to do that because that was my medicine. So it was that important. I think because of that, I started doing it. But as you say, little kids don't really understand what's happening, and they think they own you. They think you're part of them. So
Yeah.
you need to be there, paying attention 24/7, and that sometimes is super tiring. And for me, my practice was my medicine. I couldn't stop taking it. So once I sat them, because when I started meditation, they are quiet in the rooms, but once I started meditating, they were like, mommy, mommy, go see this,
Yeah,
come,
this
come, come.
happens. Yes.
Yes. I don't know what happens, but they can be like playing with their toys, whatever, but when you start doing something for you, all of a sudden there's like, mommy, mommy, my sister did this, something happens.
Something
Every
happens.
time, every time. You cannot have alone time for yourself. It's very tiring. So I sat them, and they were very little. They were around, yeah, probably 2 or 3 and 5 or something, like, no, not even that. They were 2 and 4 the most. So I sat them and I explained them. This is a practice. Back then, I mean, no one even meditated. So there's so
Yeah.
many stories about this, very funny stories. But I sat them, I say, Paulina and Sebastian, and they were little. This for mommy is very important. It's like if you take your medicines and all that, and you feel good, well, this is mommy's medicine. So please, I need this. It's like when you're with your friends, you don't want to be bothered. I need this space for me. And I thought they're not going to understand. But they did. And I told them, you need to be in silent. No one can disturb me. I'm going to close my door. and you're going to be playing, and everything is going to be fine. There was a lady that helped us sometimes. So if you need something, just ask this lady. And if she wasn't around, just, start doing your play, watch some TV, whatever. But I need these 20 minutes. So if anyone knocks at the door, calls on the phone, you say mom is not here or mom is meditating. I mean, say something, but I cannot be interrupted. So they got it really fine. I mean, you would be amazed on how, when you talk heart by heart to even babies, I mean, well, not babies, newly born, but to little kids, they understand it. They get it. Because their heart is so open. I mean, they just get it. They don't get your words. Kids don't get your words. They get your emotion. They get your inner self. They get it. So they got it. And when somebody knock at the door or call on the phone, there's so many stories. They say, no, we cannot disturb mommy. She's meditating. So they knew exactly what happened there. You would be amazed how little kids really do understand things. Not on a mental way, but on an intuition level. It's amazing.
It's amazing. Okay, I'm going to practice this. My son is 3 years old. I'm going to practice this. And to everyone watching this, I think we should all practice it. I think we sometimes underestimate our children that they will not understand. They'll not understand. But as she said, as we connect on a much deeper level, on the emotional level, children will understand. Yes, they will
Absolutely.
understand, and we should practice this. So another thing I want to tell you is that you said you are 55, and you are so thin, and in this in your book it says that you take no medicines, and your medicines, everything is just, everything is in the mind. So your father used to take a lot of medicines. He literally survived only on medicines, and till the last breath he was only taking like 25 pills a day. And you believe
Yes.
in limitless pills. What is it? That's what it said in the book, right?
Yes.
Limitless pills. And you're so gorgeous. I just love the energy, the way you danced over there. Sneha, me, and the other people over there, we actually at that particular point, we were wondering whether you were Sebastian's girlfriend or someone else. And then we came to know that you're his
I love
mother.
it.
We were like, oh God, how is it possible?
Oh, I love it.
In the book, it also says that you eat a lot and you're a completely foodie and you don't even exercise. So how does this happen? I mean, without exercising, without anything, how do you manage to be like the same weight as you were in your teenage?
Well, no, I do exercise. I don't go to the gym, or I don't exercise like for 4 hours a day. But I do simple things that I like. I think a very good advice in exercising, do what you love to do. Like, for example, I love to dance, as you saw. So
Yes.
I do Zumba 3 times a week. Even right now that we are all in our homes, my teacher has a Zumba class by YouTube. So I do it. It's just 45 minutes of pure joy. So I do that. And I also do Kundalini yoga. Yoga is super important. Yoga, I really recommend this practice, especially Kundalini. So I do Kundalini 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, 3 times a week. So yes, I do exercise, but I'm not the person that if I don't do it one day, then I'm gonna be like traumatized. And I think I take care of my thoughts a lot, Sona. As I told you back, yes, I told you back then, be the guard on the door of your mind.
Okay, this is something, these are God on the door of your mind. I want everyone to comment and type this. Your
Be
thoughts
a
are God on the door
no,
of your
no.
mind.
Be a guard
We are
like
God.
no. Be
Be.
a guard. Be a guard. Guard is you say guard in
Yeah,
English, right?
GUARD. Yeah, be our guard on the door
Be
of
a
our mind.
guard
Hmm.
of an on the door. Imagine this is your door. Well, inside you have a door. So you're going to be the guard that is watching who comes in through that door. You
Okay.
know,
Hmm.
every thought you have, just be very mindful of what are you thinking. if you, and this is a very, very interesting exercise that you can do. Just watch, be very mindful, and be very observant of what people say to themselves. People that are fat. I'm going to put this exercise because you're going to see it very clearly. People that are overweight or that are fat, when they talk to you or when you hear them talking, you can see what they're saying to themselves. All of them, including my parents, some people of my family, people that I know, people that cannot drop the weight, they're always telling themselves, oh my God, I eat so little, but I always get fat. Oh my God, on Monday, I'll start a diet. Oh,
Yeah.
this makes me so fat. And when they eat something, even a piece of, I eat cakes. I don't eat cakes every day, but whatever I eat, I tell to myself, because now I'm trained to do that. I wasn't like this. I tell to myself, this is so delicious. Thank you. This is just gonna make me so beautiful. I mean, I'm not telling you you are gonna eat the whole cake, no, but don't tell to yourself. And if you observe people that are fat, always tell to themselves, oh my God, I've eaten so much, I'm gonna have so much weight. Oh my God, I am so fat. My mother is like that. She always, her inner dialogue is telling herself all the time, oh, in this quarantine, I've eaten so much, I'm getting fat and fat day by day. And she is, because her mind is telling that and the body is saying yes to. So it's very important.
To be
So
mindful.
to be mindful of what you tell to yourself again. So if you observe this in people that are fat, they have this inner dialogue, always justifying and telling themselves that they're fat and they're going to be more fat. What's happening? That's the result. So it's very, very important to do that. Yes, I don't believe in medicines. Once in a while, and for some things, yes, you could obviously take medicines if you believe that. But I do not believe that a medicine or that a doctor is going to cure you. You can go to the doctor for advice if you feel like doing that. But uh, when I was younger, like I saw it with my parents. And as you read in the book, my father, I mean, he died 3 years ago. He was taking that time. He started taking medicine since he was 30 years old, because back then and still now, they tell you if you take medicines, you're going to feel good. So he started accumulating medicine and medicine and medicine. And after 30 years, I mean, or 40, he was 75, whatever. He was taking 25 pills every day. And once I questioned him and said, Dad, haven't you considered like lowering your medicines? And he answered, no, they make me feel good. Feel good. He was dying, Sona. He was dying. But they told them back then that medicines make you feel good. No, they don't. The body has the potential of healing itself if you let the body do its healing.
Yes.
And then God, doctors are seen as gods. No, you go to the doctor as if he was a guru or a god, and then you expect that doctor to give you medicines and then you get healed. Well, it doesn't, it's not that the way it is. The first reason of deaths in the planet, you know what is? What kills the most people in the world? Do you know what is?
Their belief that they can't do it.
It's not cancer, it's not heart attacks, it's not
Yes.
diabetes. No, it's none of them. The first reason of more people in the planet dying is malpractices and side effects of medicines. That is the reason that kills the most people in the planet. But nobody says that. Malpractices from doctors and side effects from medicines. So I'm not telling you just to not take them. If you think you need to take them, I'm just asking the people that just be very conscious that they're not going to heal you, or that the doctor is not God that is going to like heal you magically. So if you take that in consideration, then you realize that you don't need to take medicines for everything.
Yes. So I hope everyone watching this has got this, that it's not medicines that cure us, it is our own inner thoughts, the belief that we have, whatever we believe in, it happens. If we believe that we are fit, or we don't bring up a mental story towards our health, so that's what works, right? So guys,
Yes,
I
and
wanted
just
to... Hmm.
and just let your body do the work. The body has the capacity of healing itself.
Yeah, the body has the capacity to heal itself. Please type this in so that the people who are watching it later also can get this. The body has the capacity to heal itself. It's very, very important. Yes. A few more things that I wanted to ask you. Finding the gift in every difficult situation is the foundation of extraordinary parenting. Finding the gift in every difficult situation. Like when I read your book, I could literally feel the stuff that you have gone through, the pain that you have gone through, being a single mother with so many complications, yet you managed everything and still raised your children up so well. They are both doing amazing. Sebastian is helped grow Mind Valley, which is like the biggest institution, one of the biggest in this field, in the training field. So it is amazing. I want you to share more about this, finding the gift in every difficult situation. Like many a times
Uh,
we feel that we can't take care of our kids. We feel that, oh my God, it is enough. We are overwhelmed. We feel exhausted. Sometimes we even end up feeling that, oh my God, why do we even have children? They are blocking us from so many things. And this is not good. This is not good. I mean, I hear so many parents saying this, but this is not good, because we have brought them into this world. So we have the capacity. They are here to teach us. Though they don't own us, but we have a certain responsibility towards them. We cannot run against our responsibilities. So how do we
First,
find
yeah.
the gift in every difficult situation?
Okay, first of all, we need to accept that parenting is very tough.
Okay, parenting
And
is very tough.
I'm gonna read here, because I have here the book as well, and I want to read what's on the back, because this is important. Because when we think about parenting, we want to be perfect. We want to be always like happy and patient and and nice to our kids. Well, that's impossible, because we are humans, not we are parents first. We are human beings, and in human beings, we get tired, we get desperate. I wasn't perfect at all. As a matter of fact, I never ever expected to write a book on parenting. I never thought I would. Who asked me to write a guide on parenting were my own son and
Children.
daughter. And I'm like, why would they like that? I mean, I shouted to them. I spanked them. I mean, I said bad words. I
You were
got desperate. I mean, uh, I wasn't at all perfect. Um, so realizing that I did something that helped them and they wanted me to write about this just made me wonder, we don't need to be perfect. We just need to be human. And being human is letting them know that before being parents, we're human as well. When kids understand it, and this is super important, when children understand, or adolescents understand that we are human, then they start being, they connect to us as well. Just imagine a parent, because this happens a lot. We bring children to the world and we expect them to look up at us and just say, wow, you're my God, you're perfect, I want to be just like you. But you cannot relate to perfection all the time. just just imagine. No, I mean, if you need to be like a perfect symbol, then you would never be there. You would never get there. So by showing them your vulnerability, you can show them your strength. They can connect to you and they can understand you're trying to do the best you can, but you're not perfect and you have flaws as well. And you're dealing with your past as well. And you're dealing with your humanity on this planet. And sometimes we don't understand what we're doing here. Plus that, you need to raise kids that are going to be like kids that that grow to make good, to be compassionate, to be successful. So it's a tough job. It's the toughest job. And if you let me, I want to read this quote.
Yes, sure.
Parenting dissects you. It is an opportunity to look within yourself and see what you are made of. It's the toughest challenge you will face, and yet by far the clearest possible mirror to reflect who you have been, who you are, and to show you who you can become.
Who you can become. I have written this. That is my first line, the exact thing that I want to talk about. But it so happened that I didn't. Parenting dissects you. It's an opportunity to look within yourself, and it's a mirror to reflect on your own self. It is so true. Everything, even I have realized that everything is coming back from patterns, from the earlier patterns. Everything is a repetition. Everything that had come in my childhood is now coming back to my children. And as this book says, that it's best to reconnect, connect back to your old self when your child is facing a particular situation. Think somewhere maybe you would have also gone through the same situation, how you wanted your parents to respond, how you wanted to be. So yes, it is a reflection of our own inner self. So
and be patient with yourself, Sona. You say, as parents, we say we put a lot of pressure into ourselves. We want to be the best mother, the best father. We want to be the best example, but sometimes we can't. There are situations in our life that we're gonna be destroyed. We're gonna be broken, and in the book, I mean, the book is through many stories. So the book is very raw. It's very vulnerable. I'm not going to be your guru and teach you how to parent. I'm just going to share some of the stories that I went through. And there was a story of that, no? There was one time that I was heartbroken. I have ended my second marriage, and I was just bawling in my room. I was just crying so much that I could barely breathe. And my daughter came inside my room. And then she was a teenager. I didn't want her to see me. She just opened the door and she saw me there in the bed, just bawling and crying. And then I'm like, no, I'm fine. I wanted her to see this strong mother that could handle everything. But in that moment, I couldn't. I just couldn't. So she sat there in the bed and I couldn't stop crying. And she just hold me and hug me. And she thought I was going to die of love. As a matter of fact, in the book, my kids comment about the stories as well. They're co-authors.
Yeah.
So, so she said, I thought my mother was going to die of heartache. And I've always seen her as this powerful woman. And there, I was just a heartbroken lady. And with that connection, with feeling me so vulnerable, she understood I was not only a mother, but I was a woman as well. And that is super powerful.
So I just loved that part where where your daughter had expressed her feelings on this. It's a very, very beautiful thing, and something that you can feel, you can connect to your story. Like the entire book is such a the first thing is it is an easy read, and the second thing is you can connect so well to everything, so well to your son's point of view, your daughter's point of view. You can connect so well to every situation. It's like really magical. Another thing I want to talk about is how discipline means more than just rule setting. A lot of times today, we as parents are sometimes confused whether we should stick to something. You see our children that they're not happy with the way we are parenting, or some things that they don't like. But there are some things that we want them to do. There are some things we want them to do. So how do we, I mean, rule setting doesn't work. So then how do we teach them discipline? How do we show them? Like in your case, you had said that there was a point where your daughter did not get that particular score and you made her do the entire summer vacations. She was not allowed to play and anything. She was focused on her studies. She had to. So how do we get on to doing that? I realize, okay, maybe studies is not that important, but there are some things which are important. And how do we actually get our children to do those things?
Okay, first of all, I was very strict. I once read that being a strict parent is better, being a disciplined parent, it's better than this. More discipline is better than less. So don't get me wrong, but I was kind of like a sergeant as well. The only thing I didn't want to use is the word punish. So if they did something, I never told them I'm going to punish you because you did this and this. I always told them every action has a consequence. So there were rules in our home, and those rules needed to be obeyed. If not, there were going to be consequence for breaking the rules from our home, right? So I use that word. And if they, for example, flunk a class, or they, I don't know, they did things that were not allowed, then there were going to be consequences. And when you ground the children because of this, they need to understand exactly what they did, and they need to know prior what the consequences are going to be. Because sometimes I saw, like, okay, you're going to be grounded, and you cannot play, you cannot get out, you cannot use your cell, and this is going to be for 1 month. That is not normal. So what does that happen? The kid is always measuring you and manipulating you. So if you don't honor your word, like you said something and you're gonna stick to that. Kids are always measuring you. So if you don't put realistic consequences, you're gonna break that. And then the child is gonna see, oh, okay, my mother doesn't promise what she says. She's exactly, she's only telling me, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. But I can really do whatever I want, because eventually she'll get tired, and then she'll say, okay, yes, go do whatever you want.
Yeah, and there's no consequence, yes.
There's no consequences. So if you, for example, don't pass an exam, then you are going to study, and then this is for 2 weeks, whatever. I mean, put a time frame, put what's exactly going to happen. And then, well, for example, it's an easy example. When you have young kids in their teens, they want to go party, right? And I don't know, they didn't do good on an exam. And you say, okay, the consequence of that is you're not going to go party for the next week, right? And then they start, can I get out? No, you can't. Can I get out? And then you lose your patience, and you say, yeah, go do your thing. That is the worst you can do, because then they're gonna manipulate you. So my kids knew exactly. They started, can I do this? Can I do this? No. And if you need to do it 45 times,
yeah. Your son is watching us. He's telling me great questions. So I'm sure he must be relating to this pain when you're saying no. This happens so many times. My children take me for granted at times, and then I'm like, okay, I have to be a strict mother. They can't always take me for granted. So all these are questions that I'm asking out of my own personal experience, as well as others who face the same thing. Okay, Sebastian wants to be in the video. Can I add him?
Sure, that would be awesome. Then you can ask him directly how traumatized he is.
Okay, no, I can't. There's already a guest, so there can only be one guest. Allow your viewers to request you to join you as a guest in your broadcast. No, I think I cannot. If there is anything that you want to convey, you can type in, Sebastian, because I can't add you. Yeah, so this is
So
some
yes,
sort of my own
when
personal experience.
and I know, and they can tell you, and that will be very funny. But they talk about this all the time. Like when I said no, it wasn't no. There was, I mean, and parenting hurts. You know, it's hurtful. You don't want to be your kid to be crying there and sad and but parenting hurts. You are doing that because of a reason, because they know that whatever you say, it's what's going to happen. And that gives them security.
Security.
When they know that whatever you say, that is what you mean, instead of giving them insecurity, that contains them. They know that with you, they have a safe space. Because if you say no is no, if you say yes is yes.
It's yes. Yes, I really feel it is very, very important. Somewhere that strictness is very important. That's the only way to discipline than rule setting. Instead of having rules, instead of having punishment, it's better to show them the consequence of them not doing a particular thing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
Exactly.
everyone watching this video, do remember to teach the children that every action has a consequence. So instead of punishment, it's better to use the word consequence in every situation.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Exactly.
Limitless pill, the importance of their beliefs, thoughts, and emotions, and set them on the best path in life, best possible path. Like in this book, you say that you have always told your children that they are unstoppable. They can do anything that they desire for, they wish for. If there is anything that's stopping them, it is their own limiting beliefs. If a teacher also told their children that they can't do it or they are not fit for this, you make them believe that who is stopping you? There is no limits to what you can think or to your achievements. And I can see that in both your children today. So, how do we set these positive affirmations into our children?
First of all, they need to understand that no one is better than them. Even if it's a teacher, if it's an authority figure, nobody is better than them. They are capable as any other person. So there's a story with Sebastian. I wish he was there to tell it. Well, he's there, but
Yeah.
you cannot hear him. But he was in his last year of school, and he was going to go to university. So there's this vocal teacher, and this teacher, he made a SAT exam that he was in an American school. So they had this exam, and if you didn't have good grades in this exam, it was like you are useless. I mean, you're going to be a loser the rest of your life. So Sebastian is always very happy. You know him. And back then he was 18 years old. And he comes dragging his feet to where I am at our home. And I'm like, what's happening, Sebastian? And he says, you know what? My teacher just told me that I cannot be in the best universities because I didn't do great on the SAT exam. And I'm like, and do you believe him? And he says, well, yes, he's the authority. He's the one who knows. And I'm like, who does he think he is? He's not God. He doesn't have all the truth in the world to himself. So you don't believe that, you know? I mean, don't believe in that limiting belief of someone that is just a teacher from some tiny city in some part of the world, that person to tell you what you're able or not of doing. So don't even put your attention on that judgment. And because he didn't, he's super successful. He went to the university that he wanted. He had to put an effort, yes. But if he would have believed that stupid teacher, the authority figure, then he would have allowed it, that
Limiting belief to stop him.
limit. Yes, and that idea of, okay, I can't do this. Who is someone out there? Who is that person? that he has the power to tell you what or what you cannot do. There's no one out there that knows better than you.
Yes. So powerful. I think this is very, very powerful. Pooja is also there. Sebastian is also there. So, okay, there are a lot of people there in our today's session. So nice. I think this is so powerful to tell our children that there's no one better than you, be it your teacher or be it anyone. I have started practicing this in my life. I tell my daughter that there's no one better than you. So she puts up posters everywhere in her cupboard, everywhere, that I love myself, I'm the best, I'm the best. So, okay, I'm just
Beautiful.
trying to instill those habits. I don't want my past inner wounds from my childhood, I don't want to impose all of them on my children. And that is why I am practicing consciousness, what I've learned, consciousness in every breath. Sebastian says that changed my life. I remember it like it was just yesterday. So yes, it is very, very powerful.
Very, very powerful. That I think the voice is echoing. This is
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine now. So
Okay.
I think it's very, very powerful for everyone watching here. Please remember to tell your children that they are their best teachers and there's no one better than you, that they are unstoppable. There is no one better than you. That is the best thing I think we as parents can teach our children. Just two more things. I am sure you must be getting late. Just two more things I want to ask you. Gratitude before sleeping. That was one thing that you said, that before sleeping, there are three things you would write. You would tell them to write three things that was great about that particular day. So,
Exactly.
how did you get your children onto practicing this gratitude thing? I practice
We
gratitude. I have learned it from my mentor Pooja. So I practice this every single day. But to actually get my children onto doing it is like, okay, or maybe it is just my limiting belief that they can't do it. But can you just explain?
put it. How old are your kids, Sona?
My
They're
daughters
small,
are
right?
10 and 7. My son is still small. He's 3 years old. My daughters are 10 and 7.
It doesn't matter, even with your son. Just put them into bed, and instead of making like a list, for example, for the little one, because he's 3 years old, but he's gonna understand it perfectly, even better probably than the oldest ones. So just ask him one thing. When you put him into bed tonight, just put him into bed and just ask him, what are you happy about today? Just like
Okay.
that. No list, no 1, 2, 3. Don't complicate their lives. Their lives are more simple. And we need to learn from that simplicity. So just put him into bed and said, baby, why are you happy? What made you very happy today? And then probably he'll answer, I played with you, mommy, or I saw this, or what made you really happy today? And remembering what made you happy, then it's just automatic that you're grateful. This grateful is not like thank you because just being a parrot. No, it's not like that. Being grateful, it's just this inner smile that all of a sudden rises from your inside. It's just like tonight when I go to bed, I'm gonna be like, wow, I'm grateful for this Facebook Live with Sona,
Yes,
because
definitely.
it's
This is
making
something
me it's
amazing.
making me so happy. So
Yeah,
naturally, I'm going to be grateful of something
grateful.
that made me feel happy and connected.
Yes, so nice. Just one last thing. No, I think I've cleared everything. Limited beliefs, discipline, that the kids don't own you. Okay, just one last thing for the viewers watching. Is there anything you want to tell parents, tell me or anyone else, that what it is to actually connect to your children in a much deeper level, feeling things with empathy? Just that one last advice you would like to give everyone on board right now.
Children don't listen to your words, they perceive what you are. They do not relate to the words you tell them, but they relate to who you are. It's not what you say, but how you breathe. And if you understand that, doesn't matter if you're breathing sadness or disappointment or grief or happiness, but what they are gonna learn from you is is who you are. So my advice is become the version of yourself that you are most proud of. And in that version of yourself, of being more proud of yourself every day, through every thought, through every action, through every word you say, your kids are gonna relate to that. And you're gonna be their example.
Okay. So be the role model. Be the role model that you want your children to be. Become the best version of yourself.
Exactly. Become the version of yourself that you feel more proud of. Don't try to be perfect. Just accept you're human, but that you are putting everything that you have to be more authentic, to be more connected, to be more loving, to be human. Accept your humanity and just imagine yourself like accepting really, truly yourself. And your children are gonna know that you're really doing the best you can. You're not acting to be perfect, but you're acting to be human. And in that humanity, just try to be better every day, better for you. I mean, not perfect. Just try to be more authentic. I think authenticity is key. Don't try to imitate, to be like other people. Just be you.
Authenticity, guys. Type in authenticity. That is the key to becoming the best parent or becoming the best version of yourself.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Claudia Beja. It's really been an honor to have you, and so nice of you to agree to come on a Facebook Live with me. I'm so glad there were so many people watching today, so many people who came in. I'm sure they've had great takeaways. To everyone watching, I want you all to share this video as much as possible, because this video is definitely going to help a lot of parents. Especially today, we as parents, we are facing a lot of our own inner wounds, everything. We need to heal all of them. And I suggest everyone to read this book. I think there's an Amazon version. I'll put in the link in the comments. So check it out. This is one of the most important things that we all as parents need to do. A very simple, easy reading book, but yet very, very powerful. And I'm the lucky one to have it as a gift from you. Thank you so much for this. Something that I cherish forever. I will cherish this book forever because you gave it to me. It was so, so nice. Thank you so much, one and all, for watching it. Don't forget to share this video. This is going to help a lot of parents, I'm sure. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.